Hey.
Whoa.
No, we don't do that. This is a good home.
She's 61.
Hey, try going on there now. I think I got all the kinks picked out here. Kinks picked out. Nice. We're going to show every message because I'm about free speech. We're going to lock this in. What do you mean it's not working? You go back on. You click off that thing and you click back on, woman. No, there's not. I shut it off and I shut it back on. What are you being so weird for? You just go on Broklahoma, girl. Get down. Get him down right now. Get him down right now or I'll beat him. Yeah, sorry I put an age restriction on it. I don't want little kids on my channel. Just kidding. It'd be awesome, a little kid channel. That'd be cool to have a little kid channel, I think. Here we go. All right, so discussing Trump, right? Okay, so Trump has had 4 years to go through, get his crap together, pick out a good cabinet, pick out good people around him. Hey, he's got Kristi Noem, so all of a sudden instant success. Right there, right, Susie? John Thune. There you go.
Senate Majority Leader.
Is that not weird?
Pretty weird, man.
2 South Dakotans in one shot? What is with that, bro?
Did Kristi Noem get in office or not?
She is Director of Homeland Security, I believe, right? Or she's going to be, or she is. I don't know what's going on.
They'll confirm it.
Yeah, there is some grease in this puppy. Set that to the side. We'll discuss some stuff as that heats up a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd say Director. I think she's Director of Homeland Security. So, the Trump administration.
Okay, Rubio got confirmed. Oh wow, dang! Unanimously, 99-0 in the Senate. Dang.
Oh, Rubio's a good pick, though. I mean,
he got through without any issues.
Yeah, Rubio's a good pick, man. I mean,
no,
honestly,
she is Homeland Security.
Kristi Noem's Homeland Security.
Yeah. Elon Musk is Doge administrator.
Is he Doge administrator? Okay. So, I mean, I'm really happy to see like the first day of Trump's inauguration, and then how he just stepped right into signing executive orders immediately the first day. That's what he did the last time he was in office as well. Is his first day he got to work, and that's what you really want to see in a leader, especially a leader of our country, where they get working the first day and get going. What's up, by the way? Thank you. I appreciate the leprechaun thing.
His picture's kind of scary, though. His picture's kind of scary.
Trump's?
It's kind of scary.
Trump's picture's badass, dude.
Oh, man, I was like, looking
Hardcore.
like that.
Hardcore, for real. I personally, I like to see all that stuff, so I can't wait to see the Gulf of America come through.
That's pretty sick.
That's sick. That's really sick. I'd like to see the Gulf of America. That's gonna be a different style of stuff, different way of life, different way of thinking. I mean, for far too long, in the past 4 years here, I think we've let America go to shit, and we let other people control the country, who really don't contribute to the country at all. They don't love the country. They don't want to even be in the country. They just hate it. They want to destroy it from the inside out. And I'm glad to see that we finally have people in there that want to push American agendas, that want to push, what Americans actually want. Hey, you're damn right. We want the Panama Canal back. You're damn right. We want to celebrate our country, not destroy it. We don't want to sit there. We want to celebrate our leaders. We want to celebrate, like Mal McKinley. Hey, awesome. We want to celebrate what our leaders have accomplished. We want to break them down, because of something in the past that somebody else did. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think you should.
It's
I think you should
ridiculous.
hear this.
Yeah. Go ahead, carry on.
DeSantis used Gulf of America in his weather executive order about due to the cold weather.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it? Whereas an area of low pressure moving across the Gulf of America, interacting with Arctic air, will bring widespread impactful weather to North Florida beginning Tuesday.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
He used Gulf of America in his weather executive order because now it is the name that is just going to change. So if this is in Florida, an area of
Oh, he used the Gulf of America?
moving across the
Oh,
Gulf of
shut
America.
up, dude.
So he's using it in weather.
DeSantis is already saying Gulf of America.
Yeah, and DeSantis saying in it literal.
Yeah, no, sorry, DeSantis, not DeSantos.
In his literal weather executive order, he's saying the Gulf of America.
Oh, that's hardcore, dude. That is hardcore. Yes, it is a chili from. It's from the old country of England that my forefathers brought here for the settlers in Massachusetts. It's been this chili's been in my family for at least 20 years. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I made this. Pretty exciting stuff. Looks like the hamburger still needs to brown up a little bit more.
They're pressing Apple to use it on maps. You know, Darren Crenshaw from Texas, he's a representative.
Apple.
He said, hey, at Tim
Apple.
Cook, which is the CEO of Apple,
Uh-huh.
just notice Apple Maps still calls it the Gulf of Mexico. Send a report through the app that thought you wanted it.
Okay, so Apple.
They're trying to get him to change it to Gulf of America on their mapping.
Okay. So Apple hasn't changed it yet. I'm telling you, Apple, if you're going for an iPhone, just a ripoff. I mean, I think Apple's like the biggest ripoff on the
What do you
planet.
mean, Dad? This year they had radical new changes, just like they had the last year and the year before.
Okay, but if you want to get in, like, let's say you want to get a podcast on Apple or something, it actually, they charge you extra fees. Somebody help me out with this if you're in the chat, if you understand what I'm talking about. They actually charge you extra fees to get Apple products opposed to just going with the regular app on like Amazon, you know, or was it on Amazon or Spot? What the crap is that thing called?
What?
Wondery might be, I don't know, something like that. But Apple will charge an extra fee to get the podcast you want to hear, opposed to other companies. They're just
I just use Spotify.
You know what I'm saying? Apple charges extra fees.
That's just I use Spotify just because
They punish you for having an iPhone. It's weird. That's why
if you don't upgrade like intentionally, start
they'll
slowing it
intentionally
down.
start slowing it down. Yeah.
That's so sick.
They punish you for having an iPhone. So. Yeah, I know about Apple. I tried the whole iPhone thing for about, 10 minutes, and I didn't care for it. So I literally tried for about 10 minutes. I got an iPhone 4, yes. And I tried to get service for it, and it was such a hassle because they're like, well, we have the iPhone 6 out now, or the 7. And I'm like, I just want to get service for this 4. And they're like, well, nothing's supported on that 4. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just go with an Android then, you know? What are you supposed to do? So, who else thinks that Biden tonight is probably just sitting there really enjoying the fact he doesn't have to do this crap anymore?
I was laughing so
man,
hard.
I bet he's.
I was laughing so hard the Babylon beat. I might have to read this to you about how he's going to the nursing
I think
home.
he's probably in such a good mood right now, sitting at home in the nursing home, just thinking about how he doesn't do this, how he doesn't have to do this crap anymore. He can just sit there and relax, and just plan out like whatever he wants to do instead of like whatever it's forcing him to do. I mean, I think that
elderly dementia patient cruelly evicted from home.
is that on the
Oh
Babylon
man,
Bee?
that's for the headlines.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so
man.
funny. Oh, cruelly evicted from home. That's so stupid. Here it is. Listen to this. Confusion was averted for an outgoing leader today as departing White House aide softly guided now former President Joe Biden to a room in a retirement home
Oh,
they
shut
carefully
up,
disguised as the Oval
Shut
Office.
up!
Here you go, Joe. Yes, right this way. Good job, aide Jeff said.
You're a big boy.
As he guided Biden gently by the elbow to a mock-up of the Resolute desk. This phone call's Russian, just like in the before times.
Hey, me.
You have all your favorite things right here. Look, it's the little bell you ring when you want Jill to come in and bring you a juice box. Ring, ring, ring. Good job, Mr. Former President, sir.
Hey,
Witnesses
kids!
said Biden looked around the room in slight confusion before locking eyes with the giant ice cream machine in the corner.
Oh,
Oh, hey,
sweet.
this is my office, Biden explained excitedly. I know that old soft serve machine anywhere. Feels good to still be here, just like I never left, because I didn't leave. Hey, guys.
Okay, so when
he's
Trump-
a bad dude, you know.
Corn pop, man. So when Trump pulled up, I thought it was hilarious because Biden welcomed him home. And I'm like, you don't welcome the incoming president into the White House like that? Well, welcome home, buddy. You don't say welcome home. Say, hi, how you doing? How you doing, Mr. Trump? You have a good day? Okay, great. The president, and then you move on.
Just look at this. They use like the most unflattering picture.
Oh, yeah.
Like where he's just like spacing out, looking
Okay,
up.
it's that inauguration when he was sitting there.
Man.
I'm telling you,
I
inauguration
thought he was
hard to
gonna
watch.
die.
Kamala and Biden are just sitting there. Every time that inauguration speech that Trump gave was pure, troll, just trolling.
He's not only out of work, he's also being forced to leave his house.
Dude, I'm telling you. Let me go drain this
Oh,
grease
that's
real
so
quick. I'll
dumb.
come back for this chili. But I was just happy to see, like I said, was it 78 executive orders?
It was more than that. It was
A
a lot.
I was just so happy to see that. Finally seeing stuff getting accomplished, opposed to nothing getting accomplished. All of a sudden, great. So there's a lot of fat on 3,000.
He's on a lot, man.
What?
He's on a lot of executive orders.
Oh yeah. I agree.
That's. In his last term, he only signed one order on his first day.
Who?
Trump, he only signed one executive order his first day.
Oh, he did, for real?
Last term. Yeah, he only signed one order about the
I
economy.
did actually not know that. I thought I signed a bunch on the first day.
No, this is the first time he started signing a bunch on the first day.
What I think you were shocked about is last time Trump went to work the very first day. So Trump had inauguration day. That'd be a day you just kind of like, I'm just going to hang out today, figure shit out. No, he didn't just
I think
hang
I remember
out.
what happened. I think he went straight to like the Oval Office.
He went straight to work. Is the thing. See, Trump jumped in and went straight to work, and that was the difference. Okay, I'm not sure if all these ingredients are going to fit. We're about ready to find out.
POV then not for them.
Dude, they probably won't.
I'd be putting too many.
Not big enough pot. We might have to take out a can of beans, dude. We might not get the pork and beans in there. Yeah, we might have to skip the beans, dude. Might have to go with one pork and beans. Hold on. Okay, we got the beans in, but I think this pot's too small for the rest. We're gonna find out here in 2 seconds. Bro. Santa? If I was a can opener, where would I be?
But whoa.
Yeah, I still see it.
Oh, that one?
Oh, of course.
That's where we keep
That's where we keep stuff.
Bro, I don't think Sebi is a very good can opener.
You know where it is, son? Yeah, I need a can opener. Oh, it's in the dish rack? Oh.
I need some help.
Oh, I see it now. Thanks. Yeah.
She didn't know how to be a can opener very much.
So, yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, as far as like everything changing in the White House, I'm actually pretty excited. It's a good year. It's a good year. Hold on.
I'm surprised he survived. I didn't think he was going to.
I thought
I thought he was gonna die.
Biden was gonna die.
I wonder how long he'll live post presidency. Probably not very long.
I don't know, man. If Biden dies in the next few years, that shows that you probably made the right choice, you know?
He was in office. He's been in politics 50 years.
Yeah, but what the hell did he do in 50 years?
I know that's true because like Trump was in politics like.
Yes, it's always safe. That's the best brand.
like 4 years. He's
Just
only
kidding.
he's only been
I like Always Save. I don't know what to
I
say.
think it's weird. Like in 2016, like yeah, Biden, he's like the vice president. He doesn't even run. He doesn't even run. Hillary Clinton gets the nomination, barely against Bernie Sanders, which she cheated him on back in 2016.
Dude, Bernie, and I don't
She
even
collaborated-
like
she-
Bernie
she-
Sanders.
No, but she cheated him, man.
Oh,
boy,
absolutely,
that
absolutely.
was-
That is full. Let's get that mixed up.
But Bernie, she cheated him out of this. She knew the debate questions beforehand. They definitely were they were trying to get her to be the nominee.
They did get her to be the nominee.
Yeah, it was successful,
God.
and honestly, a lot of people wonder if Bernie might have actually won had they not done that.
Well, we're
Because
gonna
now
go.
he's far too old to run a campaign for president. He's like 86, I think.
Well, here's the deal, boys. We're canceling out a thing of the beans. It ain't gonna fit. Sorry. This is as high as I cannot
Do we have
take
any
this.
bigger pots? I think that's the biggest one we have.
Dude. This pot's not big
I
enough.
think it's weird how.
Oh crap! This pot's way too small, dude. I'm making a triple batch. It's probably
Dude, maybe
better.
you should get another one and start heating it.
Check and see if we got a bigger pot.
It sounds like a dumb idea, but like if you got like another.
So this is as big as I've got here. No, because it's gonna be
we do
silly.
kind of have a bigger pot though. When you look at this, and this one might be a bigger one.
It's not.
I think it's the biggest we got.
Hey, we need to invest in a bigger pot here, girl.
God, it's already taking up like one whole burner
Just so
slot.
you know, we're gonna be one bean short. That's fine.
One bean.
Sorry, man. I can't put any more beans in there. That's all the beans I can put in.
It looks like we have enough.
Let's get the spices in there and we'll move
I
on.
think it's funny how Biden, who apparently didn't consider himself fit enough to run back in 2016, would go and run in 2020. Now apparently, like considering himself like 4 years later.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I know. It's so weird, man. It's so weird. We'll sprinkle a little bit of spice in there, and then we'll get spice. I kind of want a really spicy chili because it's so cold in Oklahoma right now. It's like 7, and that's unheard of in this area. Let's get a little cumin in there. There it is.
It's 23 degrees outside the wind chill though. It might be like I don't even know.
Oh, that's pretty cold. There we go. There's some cumin. And then let's put these seasoning
It
packs.
feels like 10 degrees. Oh, tomorrow's temperature will be 15 degrees higher. Oh, that's great. It's gonna be way warmer.
And we're gonna
tomorrow.
cheat with the McCormick because I already got some of the spices in, but I like the McCormick. I really like McCormick season.
It might snow on Sunday.
Okay, so what do you think's gonna happen with Cuba?
Cuba?
Yeah,
Probably not too much. We haven't really.
I mean, I'm not.
I really do hope eventually they see the light because terrible, horrible. The people, the oppression in Cuba is just terrible. No.
I just don't think it's.
Although Bernie Sanders might think they have great literacy programs, there's some stuff going on in Cuba.
Bernie Sanders needs to probably not be
Why does he
around.
talk like this? Because he's from Vermont. He's like 8.
I don't get
He's
it.
still a senator. You know that, right? He's still serving.
Oh yeah,
right?
I know.
That's
I
so
don't get it.
terrible,
I don't get it,
Brian.
man.
I do. Once you hit that age, man, like I don't.
But Bernie
think you can.
Sanders, dude. I mean, come on.
Don't worry, that's a child.
No, blah, 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 blah.
And socialism is a good thing.
There's nothing wrong. One person's field can be everybody's field.
I gotta grab like that. Like, yo,
What?
Bernie Sanders, he loves Cuba. He went on, you know, I don't like the authoritarians, but you know, actually, what would great.
We can all share.
And while people are like making like flipping rafts out of junk just to try to escape.
Yes,
people-
I'm cheating with McCormick a little bit, guys. I put some spice in there, but I always use like some sort of seasoning packet. I just want to help it out. I've made my own chili before, but sometimes I just feel kind of lazy,
Yeah,
and I feel
people
lazy right now.
Yeah,
I feel
people
lazy
like
right
can't
now.
ever see their families again because if they go back in, they're gonna go to prison because they escaped.
So I met a guy from Cuba before, and I'll tell you a story here in a sec. Let me get this chili kind of mixed up. Dang, there's a lot of fluid in this. I'm using way too small of a pot. I am 1 pound over on hamburger meat, and I am 1 can over on the beans to be good on this. I actually did a triple batch and probably a double batch max pot. For real. This is going to get interesting, but it's too much.
You gotta do what
Look
you
at how it's hugging the rim.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, it's too late now. Well, now it's trickling over. Enjoy the show.
I think it's funny how politics changes because it's like you go from like Bay of Pigs, where it's like we're funding people to go invade Cuba,
Right.
to like Cuba actually is pretty good.
Yeah, Nate W. I'll save you some, bro. Or girl. I'll tell you what, man. I'm making way too much. And it's literally
feed the entire
spilling-
neighborhood, bro. What
Literally
did you do?
spilling over the sides. This is too small of a pot. I made like a triple batch. It was a mistake.
I told you that, man.
Ah, it's fine.
Have you noticed how people always say "I told you"? Like in retrospect, it's
Afterwards.
super easy to say.
I really did actually.
We don't have a bigger pot.
I really, yes, because we have two big pots. Both of my pink ones, we have huge ones.
I have a pink
He
pot
has a
right
big-
now.
I know we have two big pink pots.
We're using one of the pink pots.
All right, we might have to separate this in another pot.
Oh. That's not allowed.
Fine, I'll take some of it.
Everybody's free to make their own choices.
Oh, welcome to America. All right, so we're going to separate some of this. There's just no possible way it's going to happen. So we're going to put in another pink pot. I don't think I can. I think I stirred up okay, but I think it's going to screw up screw it up. We're going to have to put some out. It's way too much in here. There we go. Though. So we're making chili in Oklahoma today. There we go. And this is 9 o'clock chili. If you don't know, it's 9 o'clock in Oklahoma. And so, yeah, 9 o'clock chili. It's freezing here. It's about maybe 8 degrees in Oklahoma. So we're just making chili to warm up here. Really making it, burny.
Do you remember SeaWorld? Like, it was like when they had all the
What? Of course I remember.
all the whales in the oceans and everything.
Yeah, I remember. What?
Did they mistreat them at all?
Oh, hell yeah. Mama, did SeaWorld mistreat the animals?
Yeah, she said they did.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like how?
Absolutely.
What would they do?
SeaWorld, they force them to perform and stuff like that, and they...
Oh, really? So you actually went and the whale got you wet. Yeah, maybe the whale got you
Because she's a rich girl, and you don't need nothing, but you know it don't.
Gets copyright claims.
Oh, shut up.
I'm sorry. YouTube's really stupid. Like that makes me funny. Like it's like joke.
You're a bitch, girl.
I don't think you're gonna get copyright. No.
Okay, there you go. Now it's actually on there, too. That's the song, man.
So maybe you still will.
All right, let's get back into it. Okay, back into it. So let's let that heat up. Apparently, I had to break it up into 2 pots. I don't know. Should I put some pork and beans?
Oh, do you remember that Madam
Let's
President?
put some
thing
pork
they
and
did
beans
with
in it,
Hillary
too.
As well?
What the heck?
Remember that Madam President thing?
Yes, just stop. I'm gonna put some pork and beans in this too. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work out right.
They were gonna do it with Kamala Toolik. This was they made a whole thing. They had to do an emergency Trump picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
they
New
always do
Yorker's
that
gonna
crap.
do it.
That's because they need.
That makes me laugh when like everyone's like, yeah, they're gonna win no matter what.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pork
Yeah.
and beans in this. I don't feel comfortable if I don't put some pork and beans in it. That actually does add some flavor. So yes, pork and beans and chili, great. There we go. A little bit in there. And a little bit in here. And they're all ready to stir up. Okay, let's stir up this chili, and then we'll let it simmer about 15 minutes. Then we'll have a discussion for 15 minutes. There we go. All right, this one is ready to calm down. Put that on a little simmer there. Let's stir this one up over here. Or not simmer. Okay. Knox, pick a topic of discussion for the evening. Let's move on. We're gonna let that simmer as well. Okay. Okay. We'll keep checking on that periodically to see how it's doing. Pick a topic of discussion, my son. I am in my bathrobe because it is bedtime. Mama, are you out there watching? No, are you watching The Simpsons or something? Okay, topic of discussion. What is it?
Let's see here. Plenty of interesting things we could talk about.
Okay, it's freezing in Oklahoma. Let's go.
Prior. I'll find some recent news and you can give your thoughts on it.
Okay, let's see what's going on. I'm kind of half retarded, so I'll do the best I can.
All right.
Okay. I'm not joking. I'm half stupid. So, I mean, if you ask me a question, I might not be able to answer it correctly, but I'll sure try.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
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 Here we go. We
Let's
got
let it ride.
recent news.
Got all lights on in here. Wow, we don't. This good now.
Okay. So, we have Trump defending his decision to pardon a lot of January 6th rioters.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the pardon of more than 1,500 rioters?
Okay, so what do I feel about why do I think all of them should have been pardoned?
Just how do you feel about his pardon of
I
more
think-
than 1,500?
I think it's a good idea. I mean,
he said many were serving sentences that he found ridiculous and excessive.
I think they were excessive, the sentences they got for what they did. I think it's a good idea that he pardoned so many, but obviously there were some people I would not have pardoned that were literally guilty of crimes that they committed. But like, if you watch those videos, man, those guys attacking police and stuff like that, those guys are literally guilty of those crimes that they committed. But do I feel they need a 25-year sentence? No, that's
He said a lot of them have already served
their time. They would serve like 4 years in prison or 3 years in prison, and they're saying that they need to serve 22 or 25 years because of that January 6th stuff. That's a bunch of bullshit, is what it is. That's all it is. I mean, so yeah, I agree with him pardoning all those people, and some people were just there, and they were charged with crimes, and that was a bunch of bullcrap too.
How do you
Just
feel
miserable.
about Biden?
And Trump did offer. He did. Was it Polinsky? No. What? I'm getting caught in you, Kramer. He did offer. Please help me with the Speaker of the House's name.
What? The former
Yes,
Pelosi?
Pelosi. I was thinking Polinsky. Man, I don't know why I'm off today. Okay, Trump did offer Pelosi troops to come there and help protect the Capitol, and she said, "No, we're good. We're all fine over here." Oh, it's January 6th. You're attacking. But he offered them troops, and then they blamed him and said that he instigated it. That's false. So yes, I agree with him pardoning the people at the White House. Now, no, don't get me wrong, not all of them, but the majority of them.
One of them got pardoned. He used an ice axe to smash a window. I mean, fair. I mean, I guess
an ice axe is overseas, so that's.
I mean, I guess that's fair because they did serve their time. I mean, by now, I mean that's like.
If they something like that would be, like a year maybe in prison, maybe. I mean, like a year. They were talking about how it is like.
Well, what they did is instead of just having like a vandalism charge, they're having like they were like attempting to take over the government, which would be a much larger
so that's
charge.
what I think is ridiculous because they should have just got vandalism, not like they're trying to take over the government. There's no way any of those people. I mean, I'll say majority of those people. I don't know any because you never know, but those people were looking to take over the government. They were just pissed off. They knew that the 2020 election was more than likely rigged, and I think it was rigged in a sense that not exactly how everybody thinks it was completely rigged, but as far as like this election kind of really showed that if there's 18 million voters that showed up in 2020 that aren't showing up in this election, that's pretty weird. It's pretty sus. To put it in the kids' terms, it's sus.
So,
Is that what you guys say now? All right, carry on.
With Trump's promises to take back the Panama Canal, but the president of Panama says that he's rejecting all of Trump's words and that there is no nation that's interfering with their decisions. And it looks like Panama is not going to give it back.
They're not going to give back.
Voluntarily.
Oh, the Panama Canal.
They're not going to give it
I think that maybe you could come up with an agreement with Panama Canal where maybe you could charge
He said it is and will remain in the country's hands. Trump said he didn't want to be a peacemaker, so who knows what's going to happen here.
Well, look at Trump. Honestly, he's down to his last 4
Marco
years.
Rubio, which is the Secretary of State now, he's talking about how it's an issue, a big, big problem in an economic standpoint.
Well, I mean, if you took the Panama Canal and, maybe they come to an agreement where they could, maybe give the Americans sort of a discount on the canal because, quite honestly, we did build it. We did have control over it. And we did give it to the country as a gift. That'd be the same as, but it's a weird gift because the Panama Canal is not like a gift, like you would give somebody a statue or a boat or
something
a
that
piece
has
of land.
special, like that has more or less like
Right.
meaning to you, not
Right.
necessarily monetary.
It literally is it's a canal it's a canal. It's a way to access the world.
It's kind of like actual land that
Yeah.
you have it, like it's actual.
It's really valuable.
It's kind of
and-
weird because it was just sort of Jimmy Carter in
Well,
1977
and the value,
giving it
the
back
value of the canal
underbuilt.
is the deal is let me slide this over back up a little bit. Small kitchen, need a bigger house. Eventually probably be broke West Virginia here soon. I don't care what your mother says. It's an architect. Yeah, absolutely. So like the Panama Canal, it's constant profit for the country. It's constant profit for the country of Panama. It's not just like oh, here's a monument we gave you. You guys have fun with it. No, it's something that we gave away that has a value,
Yes.
like a substantial amount of value that a lot of people use. So, and if we're going down there as Americans, we built the damn canal and we gave it to your country. You don't overcharge us for it. You don't charge us more than these other countries. It doesn't make sense. Excuse me, I stir my chili.
Also, this is becoming a bigger issue, but all around the world, birth rates are falling, especially in many Asian countries. There's a lot of birth rates that are falling, and India is dealing with their own overpopulation.
Okay,
problem. China's birth
okay.
rate's falling.
So let me answer your question.
South Korea.
Okay, so there's a lot of birth rates falling in the world. All right.
Yes. A lot of places are starting to go below, are below, or starting to go below replacement birth rate.
So what do I feel about the birth rate dropping?
Do you have any comments on all the birth rates dropping across the world? Because it's starting to become, some places are going into crisis. There's just simply the birth rates are just not
Well,
very
countries have pushed this for a long time. I can look biblically on it, and I know it's the devil that's been doing it. But if you're talking just like, I remember China being an issue where they would only allow people to have 2 kids because they thought that a person could support 2 kids okay. And economically, people would have better lives if they had 2 children opposed to 8 or 7 or.
I believe
even
they
5.
still have the 2-child policy,
I think it's
although
3
they're
now,
trying
isn't
to
it?
push it to 3. I believe
I think it's
they
3
might
now.
do 3.
I think they changed it to 3
Yeah.
because the birth rate's so low that there's nobody going to be able to take care of the old people when they get older.
Let's see here. They are allowed to have up to 3 now, because for 50 years,
Right.
it was.
They're allowed to have up to 3
It was actually. You see how rapidly it's becoming an issue, because until 2016 it was a 1 child.
Hmm? I
And
remember
after
when China-
2016 it was 2 children.
Right, in China.
And in the census showed the birth rates are now 3. I mean, look at how rapidly they're starting to allow more children. I mean,
Well,
that's-
you're going to have to, even in the United States, birth rate is down, and we're not going to be able to sustain what we have right now. If people aren't having kids, if people are more content with going on the internet and watching pornography instead of getting married, if people are more content with never having children and just focusing on money and their jobs, the country is going to fail eventually. We're going to go up, like you said. You've told me this before. We're going to go up. We're going to hit a peak as far as our population, and then it's going to go down. And eventually you're going to have a generation where the old aren't going to be taken care of from the young, because look at Japan. This is a prime example. The average age
They
in
don't
Japan
have
is
enough.
what, like freaking 60 or something?
They don't have enough. They don't have
have enough
to take
because-
care of them.
because-
Schools shut down. They
Yeah,
don't
because
have people.
their birth rate is so low because they refuse to, they're not having kids. You got to have children. And people say, oh, the world's overpopulated as it is. Bullshit.
A
What do you got, 8
significant
billion
portion
people?
Portion of their population is 65 plus.
I'm telling you, man, if it's so damn overpopulated, I can go out in the country right now and show you tens of thousands of acres where it's not overpopulated.
I was gonna comment on that because a lot of people say the world's overpopulated, and this is a good thing.
Well, I think that it's not. I don't believe it's overpopulated at all. I don't know what people are talking about. I've been to some of the most populated parts of the world, and yes, if your country is 1,000 square miles, and you have, I can't even do math. I'll probably say something stupid and I'm going to get correct on. But if you have a small country like, let's say, South Korea, it's very overpopulated for the country. But now their birth rate is dropping substantially to where it's not as populated. And what was it? They said back when, this was like 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, they said if you took all the world's population and you stood them 1 foot apart from each other, it would be enough to fill up the state of Florida. And that's a very small portion of the world. So when people keep saying the world is overpopulated, it's overpopulated, I don't believe it is. I really just don't. I've seen way too much wide openness to say, oh, wow, we're way overpopulated. I'm from freaking the north, man. I'm from South Dakota, Nebraska area. I've driven through Nebraska before for hours and not even seen another human being. For hours and not even seen another human being. I mean, there's so much open land out there. I mean, it's pathetic, and that's why we're moving the country.
How would you say? You said before that the internet might be contributing to the population crisis.
Right, I think it is.
What do you mean by that?
I think the internet's controlling the population crisis. I've already said it.
That's it's become more talked about in recent
Okay,
times.
so how's the internet? Because there's trends on the internet that are pushing people to act a certain way. There's people on the internet that are pushing people to act a certain way. They're talking about not having as many kids. You want more money. You want more things. You want more stuff. And then also there's pornography on the internet that's very easy to access. So people are saying, well, why do I need to get married? I can just go do this at home. And then,
Especially the rise of AI as well.
yeah,
Like there's some people that completely forsake having a partner. And stuff.
yeah, they don't want to have a
It's
partner at
become
all.
more talked about, especially
Okay.
after Luigi Mangione, because they found his writings
Well,
about. how
let's
he
say
sits in
this.
Japan.
Let's say this as far as AI is concerned. So you can literally go on the online and you can have a conversation with some random like computer, and you don't need to talk to humans anymore. And just sit online right now and say, hey, what's going on? Not much. What's going on with you? And just have a conversation all day with them. And they'll talk to me as long as they want. They don't get tired. They don't wear out. People who are like, take it after 2020. I mean, this world was already getting very antisocial before 2020. But once 2020 hit and we had the
COVID,
pandemic,
definitely.
yeah, people are super antisocial. So what better to help people connect with what they feel is a real person than AI? And they can sit there and have a conversation all day. So that they almost become married to their AI program. And
In extreme cases, there are.
I'm gonna make you bust. You have a good day, Bo Dragon. And they are going to talk to the AI program. That's easier for them than to talk to a real person. They're going to watch pornography online because that's easier than talking to a person, have a relationship, and then.
Well, because a lot of people
something
obviously
like that.
hear all
So then the birth rate drops.
Obviously, you hear all
So-
the time on the internet social anxiety, and it seems like pretty much everybody nowadays on the internet it's become almost it's become a subject that's talked about how everybody is more or less antisocial, more
Right.
introverted these days. Why do you think that is?
More antisocial, more introverted.
Why do you think that is? Because it seems to be a common trend.
Bro, we're gonna let this chili settle for about 10 minutes here and then eat it. Okay. Oh man, I have just made some messes today. What's going on? Okay, so why are people more antisocial?
Yes.
Man, just talking from my experience, why are people more antisocial? Now, let's have this discussion. I don't know. People like have a lot more anxiety now, and I think that a lot of anxiety is driven because I'm gonna do this, and people are gonna hate me for it, and nobody will probably watch anyways. But I really feel that baby boomers really push anxiety on their children. Baby boomers
How
really
so?
push. Baby boomers always are like worried about what other people think. They're always concerned about how you look, what kind of job you have, what kind of money you have, stuff like that. I think the baby boomers are probably the most wicked generation on the planet that I've ever seen thus far, as in my experience.
Why do you think they are that way?
The baby boomers?
Yes.
I have no idea. Baby boomers were the worst. They were the worst parents ever. I think that they were terrible parents.
And you speak from experience, correct? Like I believe
Yeah.
both your parents are baby boomers.
I think boomers are the worst parents ever. They're the worst grandparents ever. They treat their kids like crap. They let their kids just run around wild when they should have been watching them. That was when there was a lot of molestations. And
That's obviously when you have a lot of those famous, the things going around.
Mm-hmm.
Young.
We're talking the 70s and the 80s when the boomers were parents. They really did not watch their children at all. I think the boomers are the worst parents of all time. I really do.
That was interesting talking on the subject here.
Well, because they create anxiety. They always worry about what everybody thought, what everybody thinks. Where's the blah, 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 blah. They were terrible parents. And then at the same time, they worried about what everybody thought and about and what everybody thinks. At the same time, they would never watch their children. They would never watch their kids. The boomers never watch their kids. And that's not saying every boomer. Majority that I've seen are like that. That's not every single one.
Obviously, yeah.
Majority. And bonjour.
Now,
Buongiorno.
this might be this one's on a lighter note. So these are things that boomers would tell their kids, and I want to
Okay.
know if you've heard any of these because
All right.
these are from. You can't
Shoot.
drink coffee; it'll stunt your growth.
I've heard that one. My
Can
mother
you-
used to say
Did
that.
they say that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, if you pee in the pool, it's gonna turn blue.
Yes.
Did you actually hear that?
I've
That's
heard
so
that
weird.
before. It'll turn blue and everybody will know it. You pee in the pool.
That's so weird.
Mhm.
Chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Yeah, but that's kind of like a little kid thing. You tell them, like, chocolate, you know what comes from. I've heard it. Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
If
Like,
you eat watermelon seeds, you'll grow a watermelon in your stomach.
dude, yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, I used to get told all the time. You couldn't eat watermelon seeds because you'll grow a watermelon in your stomach.
Don't swallow that gum. If you do, it'll take 7 years to come out.
Yes.
I told you can't drive with the car light on. It's illegal. Like the
sorry.
interior light in the car.
Yes, where they would tell you that if you drive with a car light on, it's illegal. It's not illegal. You can drive with the car light on. It's not illegal. Yeah,
Sitting that close-
man, I'm telling you, boomers.
They
dude.
really set up the light.
All the time. Yeah. Why do you think I say no?
Dude, you've heard every one single one of these so far. Sitting that close to the TV is going to ruin your vision.
Yes, I've heard that.
If you keep cracking your knuckles, you're going to get arthritis.
Yes, I've heard that too.
You just ate. You got to wait 30 minutes before you can swim.
Yes.
If you get a tattoo, you won't find a job.
Yes.
You literally heard every single one of the 10.
Mhm. Why would you think that's so ridiculous? That's what boomers talk.
That's weird.
That's how they talk.
See, so it seems like everyone kind of says the same thing then at that point.
Well, that's what they talk. That's how they talk. I don't know what it is. They make you worried about freaking everything.
Also, I was learning this other day. I was reading Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare today.
Okay.
So that was interesting. And it was talking about the practice of biting your thumb at somebody.
Oh yeah, isn't that super offensive?
It was a very.
You don't like
offensive
this?
thing. Yeah.
I'd be super offensive.
It was like that. You go like this and you flick it out.
yeah, I used to do it when you're little. Like,
You flick it. So in a lot of countries, it was extremely offensive, basically the same as the middle finger. And
Yep.
back then, that was a big deal. So that's why I was questioning, like, why did he get so upset at him when he did? I was like, oh, okay, he's offending him. He basically just flipped him off.
basically, just flip them off.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Now, I'm saying that because I wanted to ask you a bigger question
Sure.
about the freedom of expression. Because a lot of people are kind of upset at what they thought.
Okay, we got about 10 minutes for to eat. So.
Okay, this will be brief. They thought Elon Musk gave the Nazi salute, so I did the kind of, the Nazi salute. And there was, now, should freedom of expression be applied to can any gestures that you do be perceived as a threat and should not be allowed? Is there anything you can do gesture-wise that would be perceived as
what's insane
not
is
being free speech?
back in the day, people used to go like this and put their thumb across their neck like
Yeah,
that.
like a gesture. Is
Like,
that
I'll
free
kill
speech?
you.
Is that free speech?
No, because you're threatening to kill me.
So certain gestures could be a reason that it could be a crime. Could be a reason for a crime.
Yes, if you're going like this and you're looking at me and you're threatening to kill me, that would be considered a crime. That's not free speech. You're threatening to kill me. Free speech is whenever you say how you freely feel, but you don't sit there and threaten people. Free speech is not threatening people. Free speech is
Well,
not
what if
sitting
they
there saying,
argue-
I'm going to blow up your house. I'm going to follow your kids to school. I'm going to make you pay by doing whatever
but
wicked
with
things
words
you're
in
going to
English
do.
language, you could have a definition of it, but they could argue with that gesture. That could be different connotation. They could be
Okay,
something
well
else.
then you could go, what's going on? And you're like, he's dead. Or I look at you and I say, that means I'm going to kill you. That's a threat. So that's no longer free speech. That's not protected speech under the Constitution. That's a threat.
But what if
It's like saying, I'm going to kill you. If I say I'm going to kill you, that is not free
what if a
speech.
gesture
That is
is
not
a little
protected
more-
under the Constitution. But if I sit there, if you're saying if somebody does the Hail Hitler thing, you know what? You might piss you off, but it is free
But
speech.
what if a gesture is a little more like vague? I suppose you could say.
Okay, what do you
Like
consider
where if someone considers, let's say how you have the thing with the perfect symbol, being seen as white power.
like that?
What if you have
To
something?
me, I've always grown up. That's okay.
What if you have
You're
something
okay.
where it's like to this person it means something like, oh, this is a good thing, but
Mhm.
to someone else it would mean I'm going to hurt you. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
hurt
it's
your
like
family.
the same thing whenever you go to England and you say fanny. What does fanny mean to you in America? What does it mean to you in America? It means like your butt, right? What does it mean in England? It means the girl's private
Yeah,
part.
it
So that's an
That's
example,
fascinating.
but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop using the word fanny. Because that's just where
Rip the
culture is.
people in England right now.
What's that? I don't know.
Rip the
Hopefully
people.
it's people in England. I'd love to start pushing for England. I love England.
They're a big deal in the news right now because they are not. There's a really big problem with Pakistani immigrants in there committing violence.
Oh, yeah.
all acts of that.
Yeah.
And the government and people are getting
Messing up our
they're saying people are
country.
getting arrested and things for having opinions on it. They don't want you to talk about it, and there's
So hold on.
They're
You're
trying to
saying-
push a thing where it's like
Okay.
acceptance.
So you're saying in England we're supposed to accept everybody that comes in the country? We're not supposed to sit here and get upset about people walking in?
Yeah, they said if you talk about how these Pakistani immigrants are stabbing and raping people, that would
So-
be racist because you're just
Oh, no,
assuming that just
no,
because
no.
they're a Muslim or Pakistani or
No. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. You have the right and ability to talk about what you want. You can sit there and say, hey, these people are coming in here. This group of people's coming into our country, and they're screwing it up. You can sit there and say that.
But that might be true more so here in America, but not as much so in England because America is very, very liberal on free speech laws. Liberal meaning they give it out very freely.
But so is England, though, too. England's got
Not necessarily. They have a lot of laws
Well-
and things like that, but America is still the strongest country in the world.
Well, England's
free
gotten to the
speech.
point that they have. They've gotten better about it. England's gotten a lot better about their free speech. I watch a lot of First Amendment auditors in England, and they've gotten a lot better about allowing free speech in England, just like America. Sorry, fix that there. But yeah, free speech isn't about like pleasing everybody. Free speech isn't something that you can. It's not about making somebody happy. What you say, who gives a shit if somebody's happy about what you said? It's free speech. Now, as long as you're not threatening somebody's family, life, or anything of that, or threatening somebody else's freedoms, it's free. You know, it's free speech. You can say what you want. Sorry if you don't like what I say. It's not illegal. Okay? Go cry about it on Facebook. Sorry. Wow.
It looks like we have maybe about
It's and then that's your right to free speech as well. See how that works?
we might have like 3 minutes.
You got 3 minutes, and we're gonna hit
Wrap it
that
up here.
chili. So
So I'm gonna ask
Go ahead and ask whatever you want.
One more question now.
Yeah, go for it.
You've been
Around the world.
You've been around
2 times.
the world. You've been alive for a while, and you've seen a significant like that. You've seen a lot of significant events in world history.
I've seen a lot of events in world history.
What is one that has stuck out to you personally? Because obviously you've seen so many. There's so many things where you can say he lived through a significant
I
event.
don't want to say something that everybody know, but 9/11 was probably the biggest one.
No, that's perfectly acceptable. Just what was the most significant event to you? In
Probably 9/11 because I was in the military and it completely changed my life. To where all of a sudden things were pretty laid back and mellow to, oh shit, we got to lock down the post. We got to start guarding everybody. Here's your weapons. We need to start. You can't just go waltzing into a federal facility without getting checked out. And that's what really changed my point. I mean, the biggest event in my life. I mean, schools were different. The way you got identification cards were different. Everything like that. So it would be probably 9/11.
Oh, I don't think you quite understood the question because everybody knows that January 6th is far worse than 9/11.
Okay, January 6th.
I don't know.
January 6th is like 8 9/11. Oh yeah, that's right.
It's way worse. It's 1,000. It's 1,000,000 times.
Right, and I've actually talked to people who've been to Pearl Harbor, and they were talking about the crazy crap that was happening during when they were getting attacked that day, and it was this guy's grandpa. He was sitting there talking about how when Pearl Harbor got bombed, and they were getting their weapons and they were shooting at the Japanese and stuff, and it was a surprise attack. Totally right. They didn't know it was coming. Well, I don't know if our government knew it was coming or not. That's a whole conspiracy thing you can go.
At least the sailors didn't know.
The sailors didn't know. Like the people there didn't know. But the federal government might have known. They might not have known.
I don't know. I think there's those questions with every single thing in the history.
Well,
did the government know about 9/11?
Well, I think 9/11 was an inside job. If you want to be honest, I mean, like it seemed like an inside job. From my perspective, it did. It seemed like we were trying to go. Well, okay, so the
Taliban. To get a casus belli, you're saying?
I went to freaking Iraq to fight Saddam because of 9/11. They didn't even have. What do you think that Saddam Hussein had the ability to do with that shit? 9/11. Bro, I was there.
They just wanted to go.
That was a third world country. They didn't have the ability to do those things in 9/11. That was a government conspiracy. That was a government. That was George Bush doing that crap.
Gets banned off of YouTube.
Yeah. No shit, because people are playing it, reversing it, and looking at the planes, and they're like, I think that maybe this was an inside job.
I watched
okay,
footage from that.
No more.
And it was very surprising. Obviously, I didn't get to experience it myself.
Yes, ma'am.
One last thing.
Go ahead, then we're done.
It was very interesting. It was very interesting seeing the 9/11 broadcast at that time because we were all talking about how a plane hit.
I remember watching it.
Yeah, what a terrible accident that was. And then on live television, it's just whoa, and then another plane just lands in there.
Right.
We were under attack.
Sure, absolutely.
That was very interesting. So, but a lot of people would say you're a conspiracy theorist, so for believing.
I'm a conspiracy theorist?
They would say for believing it's an inside job.
Hey, man, I'm just a dude from Oklahoma. I don't know what you're talking about.
You believe the moon landing was fake?
I don't believe the moon landing was fake. I believe we really went to the moon.
Some people believe the moon landing is fake. Some people believe the earth is flat.
Some people are stupid. So.
Whoa. You think flat earth is stupid?
Okay, I think that some people are stupid. And that's okay to say. It's okay to say, hey, some people are stupid.
Because you know what? Born stupid?
Some people are born stupid. Some people are.
Do you think some people are made stupid?
Some people are just dumb, son.
Like naturally, just from birth, or what?
Some people are dumb from birth. Some people are dumb later on. They get dumb.
Someone can be made dumb.
Okay, people are dumb about certain topics and subjects. Take, for example, heard this before in a comedy thing, where a person said, hey, you might be smart as hell in math, but you can't drive for shit. You know, you're really good at math, but you can't drive. Or they might say, you're really good at, people are dumb, man. The whole, like, everybody's, nobody's.
Would you say overall people are dumb?
I'd say overall people are stupid.
It's a fair assessment.
Overall people are stupid. So anyways, that's it for my live feed. I got to take off and eat some chili. That was like an hour long, and people came in and out. So
So I said bonjour. That's so nice.
Jolene Charles. If I think it's your life. please.
That's
But anyways,
that's French.
that's it. I'm done.
You have no live feed? Yo,